Good morning and welcome to CME Traveling, guys. It is June the 16th, and Marsha's on her way to work as usual. It should be at this time. She left here on time today. I mean, she did. Big thing. I know she's probably, when she hears that, I know there's a little bit of delay in here. She always tells me, she says, wow, because when I get off the air, I usually take the phone and or she's calling me or I call her and we talk till she talks to me, I should say, until she gets to work. And she said, I'm still watching you right now. And that's how she usually lets me know that there's a little bit of delay in this. Or I knew there was delay, but I mean, it is what it is. Everybody doing good today. Everybody had a good weekend. I extended well, I would say that I slept in, but I mostly just slept in during the hour before this. you know, I'm still usually up by before 7, but yeah, there was no getting me to. I don't know anymore. I need that rest. Y'all don't like seeing me every day anyway. Let's see. Everybody. Everybody in here. Let's see. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead with my question. I did have a question. Where'd it go? There it is. I like today's question because I think are things that are changing that they need to do something about. It's what are some, let's see. Lord Almighty, can't hardly see it myself. Let's see. What are the things that are getting worse on cruises? And tell your own thoughts in the live chat of what you think here. So, food quality, fewer choices, rude or entitled passengers, slow service in the main dining room. From crew shortages is some of that right there. Upcharges and extra costs. Those are just a few of a number that I have here. Got some other things too. Some things can almost cross over to each other. There's a lot of the ships now, of course, all are about, especially this time of year, at full capacity. That can make a big difference in sometimes on how things are, on the cruise ship. But yeah, the things getting worse. The rude and entitled part right there, the behaviors of a lot of folks. That is pretty rough on the way they act and everything. You know, the and then there's the food and dining. Some of the biggest complaints are the food quality and the presentation of what used to be has went away, and that can be like that. And like I said, the return to full capacity. The ship gets fuller in these certain areas, especially on a sea day if you're out there on the deck or anything like that. But I think also the annoyance of these upcharges or extras. You never know what you used to get. Will you be paying for it this time, or is it extra? Cruising was always just about looked at as an all-inclusive type of vacation. However, there's a little bit of nickel and diamond here and there, stuff like that. And something that ain't on this list is cruise cutbacks. The number of times they clean a room. Has that gotten worse? Would you rather them come in and clean the room 2 times, or and I'm sure there are some cruise lines that still do have that service. But I'm just talking about just regular cruising, and of course, always everything is increased in pricing. So across the board, getting worse is pricing. Period. It's just everything from the hotels where you're going to go stay at to get on the ship to specialty restaurants, to the special islands, all that stuff. And even when you go to islands, even if you go to ports, the ports, if you've noticed the increase they increased their prices too. They had to. Another little complaint is, do you think there's fewer waiters serving drinks? We noticed it on some cruises that you can really tell. We can tell in the casino, but you can also tell when you're out and about, and you're say you're in the solarium or somewhere like that, and you may never see a waiter. You have to go up and get a drink. Do you think some of this also some folks? I know this sounds a little bit, but they wish there was more protocol of what should be done there to from this getting worse. Back to the protocols that they used to have, a little bit stricter on certain things. Let me say some hellos. But those are some of your questions in here. 14 of y'all voted so far. Most of y'all say the rude and entitled passengers. Yeah. Good morning there, folks. See who's in here. I got to get up close to where I can see it. Who is this? Okay. Scott McNeil, good morning. Thanks for being in here with us this morning, bud. And John Gaylor. Good morning, John. Cruising on calls, Chris, good morning. PK Adventure Travels, good morning. PK Travel says they voted for A and B, the first two, the food quality, fewer choices, and the rude and entitled passengers. Seem to be getting the worst of things. It does seem, maybe it's just because there's more people cruising. I don't know. It's a lot different just it could be just sometimes just the ship. We ain't run into some of these things. I mean, but the rudeness definitely I've seen and experienced, or those entitled. I mean, yeah. Bone tired travelers, good morning. Thanks for being here. Just got home. We're having some caramel, and this is from the. Oh my gosh, my mind went blank here for a second. Oh, well, salted caramel. That's it. Sir, salted caramel right there. That's what's a shot of that right there in this morning. Danny Dizzle, thanks for being in here. Oh, well, there it is. Will, thanks for being in here, Will. Appreciate that. Yeah, I went with, John Gaylor said he went with the food quality. I haven't had anything, that's been that I haven't paid for that wowed me. There's certain foods now I love a lot of their fish. So probably my favorite is food wise is fish. That's a good meal. That kind of wows me, but I'm not wowed by steak on board or no, nothing like that. Not their mashed potatoes. They ain't mine. They're not. No, they're not. They're not all that. I don't know. It's more. I'm more. What do you call that? When you like comfort food, yeah. But it's slow cooked or cooked like your grandma's cooking it. That type of thing. Yeah. Trisha said Sale, thanks for being in here this morning. And Marsha of CME Traveling, good morning. She should be traveling. She's got meetings today. Everybody saying hello to Pete. That Savage Vlogger, good morning. Thanks for being in here this morning. And Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott, good morning. How are y'all? All the above, yeah. Yeah, you should know you've been on a lot of cruises, and have you experienced any of these more particular and anything else, especially like that other one that I named off, the where they used to come in, the lack of cleaning or anything like that. I know some folks, I think they experience it, but I think it's just, if you experience it a whole lot, that's sad. If you just one time you're getting on a ship and there's probably something still left in your room or anything like that, that's just an over. I'm assuming that they're just trying to get the rooms cleaned and get out of there fast enough. You just mainly hope they cleaned them, though. I mean, I can see where it would worry you. Thank you there very much, the Savage Vlogger. Appreciate that for sharing us out there. Let's see, Scott. Oh, okay. Scott's saying hello. Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott. John Gaylor said, my other thoughts is crap destinations. I don't mind going to private ports, but I don't want to only go to the private islands. I can see that. You get to get on a cruise and you'd like to go somewhere. Sadly, a lot of that's going to be included probably as much as possible. Look at them. They're already into Mexico, all the way down into Mexico, trying to make their own private place there. Even though you would be a part of Mexico, they're doing something similar in Honduras. And I believe they're doing something similar in Belize. So, but I mean, as long as you have a choice that whether you want to go to the private part that private island, or if you're at a place where you can go, to the regular thing. I mean, I think between what I've seen, like right there where Freeport is, and then right near that is where they have that new Celebration Key. I'd much rather go to Celebration Key than Freeport. There's nothing there. That's just between the two of them, between those two. But I know what you mean, like having more destinations. Some of these bigger ships, though, John, is probably what's hurting a little bit of them from being able to get in. But a lot of places are dredging them. The Moonlight Adventures, thanks for being in here. I do know, like just recent news, MSC Cruises for their Ocean Key Island, they are putting in a new, they'll be able to take 2 ships soon. They'll have another pier on there, and that should be, they're working on it already. So now there'll be 2 ships at Ocean Key. I wonder how that'll be. And they've added more food places. They have a lot of changes coming. MSC does to that. They're already going to update some of the things. They're going to make a splash pad. I think they just gradually fixing things up. I figured they would there in Ocean Key. Driving to Chattanooga to see her. You're going back to Chattanooga? I thought you just was there. Okay. Oh, or wherever you're at, you're driving to there now. Okay. Going to Chattanooga, see the new nephew. That's cool. Be careful, Josh Chastity. Cruising on Comp says, I agree with you, John Gaylor. If you're going to take me to a private island, don't nickel and dime me once we get there. The ability to free roam at a port seems to be going away. I like Ocean Key. I like that the drinks and everything works on there, and they have free meals. They don't number you like this Celebration Key thing of you get this meal and they limit you. I don't like that. If you're gonna force people to go to your island, it should be the same thing that's on the ship. It should be done the same, and you should recognize anyone's drink packages and all that stuff. You need to have that stuff set up and the ability to be that way. Now, they're just like on the ship. There should be up charges. I understand that if it's a specialty thing they have. I really get up charging people, like if they have a slide pool or the slides in the pool and all that kind of stuff for the kids. They charge them on the ship. They might as well. They charge some of the things that they do on the ship for kids, not everything. And I'm sure Marsha thinks they should just have a lazy river, no charge, and that's all she needs. Whatever's charging you on the ship should be the same for on the island. Whatever's not charging you should be the same. Is the way I think it'd be okay. Gold coin. I missed that one. I missed what y'all was talking about on that one. The Moonlighter. Wave south once you arrive. Yeah, wave down in that area where he's at. Yeah. Cruising on Comps. Chris says, I'm the type of person that will call out someone if they're being rude or entitled. Yeah. Yeah, have to. Sometimes they do need that. John Gaylor says, I've run into rude people, but I can't do anything about it. I brought her with me. Oh my gosh. It's funny. That's what I'll say. Mm-hmm. Hey, those short ribs are the bomb. Somebody must have had some good ribs somewhere. Good morning, sis. Thanks for being with us. I love you. Let's see. Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott says, we don't mind not having the room cleaned twice a day. But the stewards have so many rooms to clean now that the basic cleanness has gone down. Yes, yeah. I can, not that that's happened exactly to us, but I mean, they're just that busy. They're just that busy. I've heard folks say that. And like I said, not that we've experienced it really. I shouldn't say that we've not even experienced that once. There may be something that we're lacking in the room that we had or we had asked for, or they didn't. They just so happened as they were cleaning the room, they didn't put extra, not extra anything, just something regular that's supposed to go in the room. Let's see, and they have so many rooms that, that usually we try to get out of there and then get back to the room thinking, okay, he's probably done cleaning the room now. We can go and chill in the room now. When sometimes he's still that busy that, he hadn't even got to the room. And I feel for him when I like that right there. I mean, it makes me feel obligated that, it's my room and I want to go and relax in it. Those are one of them times where you really look at it and do we really need the room cleaned? No. Do we just need some fresh towels and washcloths? Probably yes. So what we'll do is I'll bring the load in a towel of all the dirty that we have and washcloths and everything, and then just tell them how many I need, and they don't have to come and clean the room. That is something, we've done a few times because, it's not every day I know how to make a bed. Let's put it that way. Yeah. Trish says the private destination things is annoying. I was looking at a cruise on Carnival. These were two port days, Half Moon Cay, which is theirs, and Celebration Key. I don't want to go to the pool or I don't want to pool or beach days. When they offer two of them to you, usually somewhere in there is probably Nassau, but there is some of them, like a 5-day. I've seen a 5-day recently, or a 6-day that me and Marsha have been talking about. where all they offer is their private island. That's it. You're not going anywhere else. But, you know, I know it going in. That's why there's many, many itineraries. Um, but when you're limited and you only go to certain places, to cruise ports, that can hurt. I mean, you know, you may say you go to Jacksonville, and that's the one you go to regularly because it's near you and it's convenient, and the one you're used to, and you don't want to go nowhere else. Well, you kind of know where you're going to go. They don't vary from that for years and years to come. It don't seem like it. Like the Celebration Key is a new one that's going to be on there. That's going to be either at the beginning of your cruise or at the end of the night before you get off the cruise. That's generally how that one's always going to be. Not necessarily out of Jacksonville, but definitely going to be on there. Controversial cruising. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Appreciate you. Let's see. The Fam Adventures. Good morning to you. John Gross says she is sitting next to me. I can't hear a lot. Oh, John, that is hilarious. Yeah, I bet John's sitting there like this right here with her, and he's smiling because she can't hear. You know, like just give her that nod and smile, like love you, dear. You know. Cruising on comps, all three of my royal cruises will be going to Perfect Day. I'll probably stay on the ship the last two visits. Yeah. You know, well, me and Marsha we did like to used to get off of the ship a little more, and we would snorkel. So, I don't know. I keep thinking of Ocean Key, and I like to get off there, and we like to hang out at their bar that they have there. Um, I like to go up, especially if I'm in a new on a new cruise. I like to go up to the tower, up the lighthouse, and take pictures. There's also another bar over there that's nice. You can get some wings or whatever, some food. I don't mind it. I've, the ones you tender to, yeah, I probably even like them even less. But also, I feel the same way about some of the regular ports that we go to. But that's going to be that way. I mean, you're in the Caribbean. You're only going to go to so many. Other than you got to pick a different itinerary. Yeah, that's the only way I know to solve that. But they still end up going to somewhere that you on even with a different itinerary, you're probably going to get one of those regular places. That is, it is true. It's like the ABC cruise. It's nice because a lot of folks hadn't been there to the Southern Caribbean, and I know we loved it. We had been there. One of the favorite itineraries that to cruise on because we've done something different almost every time, and it's real enjoyable. And so far, all three of those islands, if I go back to them, I can still would get off the ship and do something. Bonaire, I still need to find a little more something. Bonaire, maybe just get off and relax at do something like Will G did, and go to one of those private places, all inclusive type place or whatever. The fam says looked at they just yesterday. Which ports can we leave from that offer different ports? That's why I wouldn't think it'd be, I guess, you go to there in Mobile, and then you got down in New Orleans from y'all in Alabama. But, I'd also look at Tampa, heck, all the way over to Jacksonville. and down to Port Canaveral. That was with all distance of you. And now that we know that Darlene will fly, you can go anywhere. Yeah, Darlene will fly. We've seen the video of that. Cruising on Comps said, I think unless it's an itinerary that includes things like ABCs or Alaska, the ship is kind of of the destination. I can see that. We were taking a lot of 4 day cruises there for a while. We would we did a lot of these, especially on MSC, and it was Nassau and their private island. And then we were done more with Nassau. We were like, I'm done. And at the time they were working on it to redo that. But even with them redoing the port, yeah, it's not all that. Heck, look at Royal Caribbean. They built a brand new place there in Nassau, and they still have a lot of drama going on with their with the fight and everything they had over at their little private area over there. Uh-oh. End up spilling something in the floor here. Good morning there, Ocean Travel. The level of rudeness and entitlement has gotten out of control. Yeah, the entitlement especially, you can tell, especially when you go and you get in a line for anything. You go get in a line for pizza. You go get in a line for it doesn't matter. It does not matter what you're getting in a line. Now, do I need to say that it's kind of the timing of things of when you go? So, but it's there. It's there whether you like it or not. You'll usually hear about it. You can hear off to the side someone. Thank you so much there for voting today. And a lot of people said the entitlement of that's what got the most votes that I'm seeing here. Yeah, the wait a minute. Yeah, the rude and the entitled passengers. Then upcharges got 33%. 17% was food quality and fewer choices, and only 0% for the slow service in the main dining room because of the crew shortages. They hadn't really seen that. We had seen it, but not experienced anything like nothing slow, nothing at all. The Ahab Show, thanks for being in here this morning. Appreciate that right there. Now, I have it in here that Jen Cohen comes on right after us. Am I right by saying that? Because I don't keep up with who's on before me, so I don't go by no schedule. So anyway, thank y'all for voting today. I do appreciate y'all having a little bit of part in that. John Gaylor says our next cruise is 14 days, 3 sea days, and 7 port days. 3 sea days. Wow. No private islands. That's nice. That is really nice. You get that's what you were looking for. So you got exactly what you wanted there. Yeah. Thank you so much, Trish Setzel. Yep, getting ready to get out here too. Got to have a meeting at 8:30. That's me. Thank y'all so much. Yes, Jen is next. Thank you. Appreciate that. That does. It did sound like a good itinerary. It really does, John. Real good one. Cruising on Comps. If they're going to feed me and clean my room on occasion, I'm happy. Better than being home. Yeah, you can't knock it when you too, our Bone Time Travelers. Have a great day. All y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all being here with me today on this Thursday. Yep, go to the level up right after this right here. Go over to Jen.Cohen. And we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. I'm out of here, guys. It's Curt. See me traveling. It's gone, guys. Bye.
solitude. Let's forget about a curfew, 'cause